Nature of the experiment. In this experiment, the goal is to explore the concept of inertia by investigating how an object can possibly remain at rest and fall straight down when the object beneath it was suddenly and swiftly pulled. Materials required. The materials required for these experiments are an embroidery hook, a narrow mouth bottle, and multiple nuts. First, the embroidery hook must be vertically balanced on top of the narrow mouth bottle. Second, nuts are placed and stacked on top of the embroidery hook. After, the embroidery hook must be swiftly pulled with only one hand.
In the first trial, the player was only able to place a single nut on the embroidery hook, but it successfully fell into the narrow-mouthed bottle. On the second trial, another player was able to balance 4 nuts on the embroidery hook, but only 2 fell into the narrow-mouthed bottle. Nonetheless, the second player was the winner of this game experiment.
Number 1. Describe the winner's technique. The winner's technique for this experiment is to stack the nuts where it is aligned to the bottle's narrow mouth. In pulling the embroidery hook, it should be as quickly as possible for the nuts to not be disturbed and fall straight. Explain why the winner's technique was successful. It was successful because the embroidery hook was pulled fast enough for the nuts to remain at rest and fall straight into the narrow mouth bottle. Reflection. In this experiment we conducted, we understood the concept of Newton's first law, the law of inertia. We had the visual representation of concept of inertia wherein we saw how the nuts fell straight into the bottles despite having the object beneath it being moved. The law of inertia states that an object at rest will stay at rest and an object in motion will stay in motion unless an external force is applied upon it. Relating this idea to the experiment conducted, both the embroidery hoop and nuts were initially at rest, and when the embroidery hoop was pulled, an external force was applied upon it. However, the said external force was only applied to the embroidery hoop and not the nuts. Therefore, it remained at rest and fell into the narrow-mouthed bottle.